2 punt returns for touchdown. I mean, can you talk about just what you're seeing out there? Or?
Coach Oz, he does a great job, and each week he takes a lot of time on drawing up game plans for, our special teams. And this week, everybody did their job, everybody did their assignment, and as a unit, we took it in for a touchdown. And I think that's why everybody's so happy today, because Coach Oz, he spends tons of time on those things, and finally, we ran it in for a touchdown. So I think, the biggest thing about that is we made Coach Oz happy.
Did you get to watch the second one now? Have you seen it on tape?
Yeah, we watched it this morning. It was awesome. Guys were running in, and at the end of the run, we laughed about it. It was kind of like, it was kind of like ducks moving in a pack. Everybody just walked in the end zone together. So it was so cool to see something like that on film.
So how much, when that's played up on SportsCenter time and time again in the following days, it seems like Houston's a pretty prideful place too. How much are you hearing back from people, friends and family, and all that stuff?
A ton. My high school coach called me, and he said he saw it, and he was just saying how amazed he was that, he was happy for me for those things. But he said he was really amazed how well the guys blocked it. And, I told him that's a big thing here. And, we take special teams very serious here. And I think that's why this team is so successful, because, we're great on special teams.
What was the best comment you got?
I got a ton of them. I think the funniest one I might have got was when my high school coach, he asked me what was I doing at the end of the last one. He said I act like I just ran a couple miles there and I only ran 100 yards. So he joked about that, but I was pretty tired at the end. So I'm glad those guys escorted me all the way in.
Is there a point in a return when you realize I got this, I can do this?
From the time I go out there, I always do a little signal where I send a prayer up to God, and then. Once I catch it and I see a couple of the same jerseys of mine in front of me, my eyes get kind of big and I just start to run. And then, next thing I know, guys are just laying blocks out. And then next thing I know, I just ended up in the end zone. So, it's kind of just all at the spur of the moment. It just happened. So, those guys just led me the whole way, and I was just running off their blocks.
Were you surprised he kicked you again after the first one?
Honestly, when I came back to the sideline, Coach Rad kind of laughed because I don't think he tried to. I think, it was raining so hard, I think the wind blew it back in. So Coach Rad told me to be ready because I probably want to get a lot of more of those. People start probably trying to rugby punt. But hopefully, if we get it, we can take it in again.
How frustrating is that? If you're getting kicked away from now, obviously you want to return the ball.
I don't think it's too frustrating at all because, sometimes things happen to where, punters try to punt it away from the punt returner. And then he ends up punting a bad punt, and we get great field position. So, with our offense starting in great field position, it's kind of pretty much the same thing as a 60-yard punt return. So, I think we'll be pretty happy either way. Either we're 60-yard punt returns or great field position for the offense.
It's going to be a sign of respect too, obviously, right? If they're like, hey, stay away from Addison.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of times last year, DeAnthony didn't get any chances. So I think, for me to go back there, it kind of was like for teams to be like, okay, well, we'll punt it to him. So, we'll see what happens, but hopefully they keep on punting to me.
What did DeAnthony say to you after those returns?
He just came and kind of laughed because he jokes with me at practice all the time about he's waiting for me to get one. And, he was so happy for me. I think he had just came back out the locker room when I ran the first one in. So he was just kind of joking about he finally got one. And, he was really happy for me.